Hello, welcome to Cat's Love. Are you afraid of the dark? Well, I'm not too afraid, as I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. Today, we're talking about some spooky cat stories, as this is the first episode of Purranormal Investigation. There we go, that's a little better lighting. This is the first episode of Purranormal Investigation, so starting with our topic episode today, the Demon Cat of Killakee. So let's take a trip to the Dublin, Ireland area and explore the folktale. This video will include talk of cults, folklore, and overall heebie-jeebie stuff. So let's get right into it. The legend of the Demon Cat is tied to a cult that is kind of famous, who was known to be around the Montpelier Hill area. The whole property was owned by the Killakee family, headed by the Irish Speaker of Commons. There was a manor built, a hunting lodge, as well as a steward's house. Now, the cult was famous for hanging out in the hunting grounds, which later burnt down, so they moved to the steward's house, where they would perform their heinous acts. Now, the estate then got passed to Lord Massey of Limerick, where he would hold lavish parties, where most of the items in the original mansion would get auctioned off, leaving the whole place empty and abandoned. Then he would move to the steward's house. But after a murder mystery and the house getting passed on to a couple different people, is when the consequences from the cult really began haunting the property. The cult was rumored to have sacrificed a cat during a ritual. There was another rumor as well that the cult would light ablaze black cats just for their own twisted entertainment. Now, in 1968, a young couple bought the house and began renovating it. There were workers who worked on the house who reported strange noises, and a very large, almost cougar-sized cat. There were workers who worked on the house who reported strange noises, and a very large, almost cougar-sized black cat roaming the grounds with bright red glowing eyes. A carpenter reported the same thing, a giant black cat with glowing eyes, who disappeared right in front of the carpenter. Then an artist was helping with the final decorations when he saw a giant black cat looking at him. At the same time, the artist's friend apparently witnessed the cat turn into a 3-foot-tall man, and then turn back into a cat in the same doorway. Then it got seen again. While painting, he saw the cat staring at him. Cat would then, of course, turn into a 3-foot-tall man, then back into a cat before disappearing right in front of the man's eyes. So that's where this infamous painting came from, was the eyewitness of the artist. And during the renovation, a skeleton that was about 3 foot tall was discovered under the floorboards, explaining why the cat was shapeshifting into a dwarf. Now, just a year or two later in the 1970s, there was so much activity happening to where the owners weren't able to sleep at night. The owners of the house contacted a local church to have the house exorcised. A priest came over, and after that, not much happened. But after a group of actors held a seance in the house for a scene in a movie, and the activity ramped back up, and was even worse than last time. They didn't just bring the cat back, they also brought 2 nuns into the house. A medium was contacted. If y'all don't know what a medium is, basically a medium states that they can see ghosts in real time and communicate with them. The medium apparently got in contact with the nuns, and the nuns apparently said that they were a part of the original cult. Nowadays, the manor is all but overgrown ruins. You can still visit the steward's house and the hunting lodge, but the whole property still encases spirits, history, and folklore. Now, rather you believe in ghosts, folklore, mediums, or not, the cult was a very real thing, and what they did just out of boredom was heinous. So you can see that even if the story isn't real, it still has a disturbing little backstory going on with the cult. If you've ever been there, if I got anything wrong, let me know in the comments below. Hope you enjoyed this chapter of Purranormal Investigation. The next one will be on the 21st. This has been Cat's Love. See you next time.